Indianapolis. Please welcome to the stage Ryan McCormick.
Here we go for a news. Do I even need the microphone? You guys in a good mood? Ready to party? Ready to have fun? What do you say we knock this place off and go bowling? Nobody ever wants to bowl. Usually it's this part of the show where I tell you you've been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, but I looked before I got up here and you're in first place. It's a Mets fan. Glad you're here. You got cojones in the Giants country. Anybody have to work today? No? Sorry, you did? Well, you guys are working. And work usually what? Sucks. Right? Because it's a 4-letter word. We gotta change it. We gotta call it something different, like fun. Can you imagine how different it would be? You get up in the morning, man, I cannot wait to get to fun. Tell your family and friends, I love what I do for fun. Hey boss, can I have that raise? No? I fun my butt off for you, pal. I had a boss one time who loved sports analogies, but he didn't know anything about sports. So we'd be in these meetings, and he's like, all right, it's first and goal. We got to get a hit. Bases are loaded. We got to get a birdie. He actually bought croquet balls instead of softballs for the company picnic. We're still in litigation on that. And getting to fun can be work, can it, with the traffic? Sacramento traffic? Not that bad. Traffic's like Houston, Atlanta, Los Angeles. What's Sacramento? Hey, let's go to Bob with a traffic check. Bob? Yeah, there's a dog on K Street. Oh, he's out of the way, we're clear. This plant-based stuff is still going on. It's driving me nuts. A couple of years ago, I was out to dinner with my wife and a couple of friends. And on the menu it said Impossible Burger. And the first sentence was, this is so good, it's impossible to put down. I didn't read the rest of it. I ordered it. Afterwards, the waiter came up and said, what'd you think? I'm like, that was horrible. He's like, yeah, that's plant-based. I'm like, what? It's all made out of plants. And the next day, I figured out why they call it the Impossible Burger, because it was impossible to stop going to the bathroom. So at the grocery store a couple days ago, put my groceries on the belt, I put a candy bar down there, a nosy woman behind me says, got a sweet tooth, huh? I said, no, I got diabetes, I'm about ready to call it quits. Back off. Went to Costco. Any Costco people? How many of you go with a list? You got to, right? I used not to go to Costco with a list. And every single time I'd walk by the laundry detergent, I'm thinking, I gotta get some. So I get that 55-gallon drum, get home and discover I got 6 others. Turns out there was no drought in California. I'm just doing laundry one piece at a time. Thank you. I was behind a semi, and on the back it read, follow me to savings. So I'm like, okay. Son of a gun went all the way to Iowa. I didn't know how to get home until I was behind another truck and it said, follow me to a beautiful but broke state. Thank you. Is it law in California that if you're an injury attorney, you have to rhyme your practice? In a crash, call Ash. Something goes wrong, call Ann Fong. If I'm an injury attorney, it's going to be, if you're lying, you better not call Ryan. I have a friend of mine, I think we all have a friend that after you spend time with, you wonder why you're friends. And if you can't think of any of them, then you're probably it. But I was with a friend of mine, I'm driving on I-5, And all of a sudden he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, you're going 80. And I said, "Hey, so are you." Then a couple of miles later, did you go to Kenyon? Didn't Paul Newman go to Kenyon? Because I'm a huge Paul Newman fan. I'm 59. How do you not know who Paul Newman is? And he went to Kenyon. Kenyon. What'd you major in? I totally derailed the show. Luckily, I've been doing it for a week, so we're okay. Political science, so what do you do now? Wait tables? Sorry.
Retired lawyer.
You're a retired lawyer. What was your rhyme? What kind of law? Criminal defense. Is this your daughter?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh no! He's a criminal defense. Now it makes sense. There's your rhyme. Criminal, how long did you do that?
27 years.
Good Lord. Are you a recovering alcoholic? Yeah, all right. And are you in school?
I'm in college.
Where do you go? You look like you're 10.
I go to Texas.
Oh yeah, what do you major in?
Right now I'm undecided, but I think I'm going to do psychology.
Oh boy. You're in for a long haul, pal. Alright, well thanks for coming out. Totally forgot where I was.
High five.
High five, thanks! Jesus, thank you, my agent back there. Going 80, so are you. Okay. So a couple miles later, there's a cross on the side of the road. And he says, "What's that?" And I said, "That's where somebody got in an accident and they died." And he said, "Damn, they just bury him there?" Yes, they do. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? My wife and I have a 20-year-old son and a 16-year-old daughter. 16-year-old daughter's a sophomore. She's in a health class, and they're talking about drugs and alcohol. And I asked her, I said, "Have you guys talked about like signing a contract with your parents about drinking?" She's like, "No, what are you talking about?" I said, "Well, when I was in high school, I signed a contract with my parents that if I was out and I had too much to drink, I would call them and they'd pick me up, no questions asked." And she goes, "Did that ever happen?" I said, "It happened once." She goes, "What happened?" I said, "Well, I was at my buddy's John's house. I had way too much to drink and I called home." And my dad answered and I'm like, "Dad, I had too much to drink. Can you come get me?" And my dad was like, yeah, I'll be right there." Wow, that was delayed. Just threw me off there. So I'm driving around the neighborhood here. Some nice homes, I think. And I was thinking to myself, wow, if I work hard and apply myself, I'll be cutting the lawn for these people. I saw a 12 or 13-year-old boy riding a bike. He had knee pads, elbow pads, and a helmet on. I was thinking, geez, that's a lot of protection to be riding a bike. Because when I was growing up, if you wore that much protection, it usually meant something was wrong with you. Yeah, you're riding the short bus. Thank you. Do you not have short buses in California? Because we do in Indiana. Probably not PC? Yeah, whatever. And I was thinking the difference between like when I was growing up and kids nowadays, like specifically car seats. It's like a ride from Six Flags. They're locked in, they can't move. I say bring back what we had when I was growing up, that wood-paneled station wagon, and that big back seat, and that armrest that folded out. If you were the youngest, that was your car seat. And I was the youngest. I'd be sitting there looking down on my sisters. Oh yeah. Same height as my parents, I got it going on. Of course, in the accident, I was the first one through the windshield. But I'm okay. And That's why I'm on stage. I grew up with 2 older sisters, which was a lot of fun, except when it came to hand-me-downs. I don't look good in a sundress, but I can get a bra like that. Growing up, my parents were telling me, why can't you be like your older sisters? Because they studied and did well. So one day, my dad was at work, my mom's home, and I told her, Mom, I can't go to school. She's like, what's wrong? I said, I'm not feeling it. She goes, what are your symptoms? I said, I'm all bloaty and crampy. That didn't work. So, as Anu said, originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, I didn't do well in school, so I ended up going to Ball State University. Anybody here at Ball State? Dave Letterman? Second most famous alumni? Me. Jeez, you guys were with me. I don't know what happened. So when I was there, we were 18th on Playboy's top 20 party schools list. 18th. Very proud of that fact. Until I got home with that D average, my parents were like, what are you doing up there? I said, Mom, Dad, I'm pushing for 17th. Get the checkbook out. I got cakes to buy. That's why I'm only in front of 60 people. I gotta rewrite some stuff. This is going on. Are you having fun? Is this even going on? All right. I tell you this, I'm Irish on my father's side. I'm Jewish on my mother's, which means I like to drink a lot, but only if you're buying. Got like an hour left. You guys go to concerts? My wife and I went to Heart not too long ago. Did you guys go to Heart? Yeah, a lot of fun. They do cover songs, which is fine. So I am going to do cover jokes. I'm going to do 3 jokes that I love to tell. They're not mine. I'm just being honest. And then we'll get back into my stuff. I have more stuff, and it's longer. I just don't have time. So I want to maximize the laughter. Old man upstairs on his deathbed in his house gets a waft of his favorite cookie. He thinks, I gotta get a cookie. I gotta muster up the energy. Falls out of bed. He crawls down the stairs. The smell's getting stronger and stronger. He gets to the hallway. He's crawling on all 4s. He gets to the kitchen. He can see the plate of stacked cookies. He reaches up, and all of a sudden he hears, stop that. Those are for the funeral. There you go. Oh, hang on. Older woman goes to the doctor, gets a physical, everything's fine. She comes home, she tells her husband, all is good. The husband says, what'd he say about your fat ass? She says, I don't know, your name didn't come up. There we go. Another older woman goes to the doctor and says, Doctor, I have really painful but silent gas. I need help. 2 weeks ago, I'm playing bridge. Painful but silently, I had to let it out. Last week, I'm at the movies with my grandkids. Silently but painfully, I had to let it out. As a matter of fact, doctor, as we've been talking, I've had to let some out. It's painful and silent. What can I do? And the doctor looks at her and says, well, the first thing we need to do is get your hearing checked. All right. Are you guys having fun? Woo! That guy. Guys good in the front row. How many? Thanks for coming up. How are you guys back there? All right. Got plenty to drink? Yeah, he needed it. I got an hour to go. What do you guys do? Are you guys from Sacramento? What do you do?
A lot.
Court reporting. Yeah, do you know him?
No.
What do you do? Oh, you own the company. All right. I got nothing else to say. That guy, what do you do? Work in hotels. Are you from New York?
No.
You're just a Mets fan.
Yes, right.
Because you're a contrarian.
That's right.
I don't know what that word means. I just heard it. Is this your wife?
Yes.
And what do you do, man? I'm sorry. You've been married 30 years, you have 9 kids? How do you walk? What are the age range?
Youngest is 7, oldest will be 29 in July.
7 to 29. God bless you. Wow. You work in hotels?
That's right.
Yeah, you're not like a maid or anything. Like, do you own them? General manager. Right. How are you guys? I'm going around to everybody. I just got the light. Thank God. Kidding. All right, so I'm married, as I mentioned. In June will be 21 years. Thank you. Last year, of course, was a big 20. So it was about this time last year I was thinking, all right, 20 years. That's major. I have really got to figure out how to make the next 20 as awesome as the first 20. And I figured, you know what? It needs to start with me. I need to be a better listener. I need to be more romantic and more attentive. So I started doing all this research, like listening to podcasts and watching videos and reading articles to surprise her. And I read this article and it just rang home with me. And we've been doing this for like the last year and it's really helped the marriage. So the article said women really get turned on by reading about sex. Men get turned on by watching sex. So when my wife and I watch porn, we use closed captions. Thank you.